thanks all for coming, and it's my pleasure to kind of reintroduce a person who's no stranger to our county since he ran for Congress in the last election. Got acquainted with a lot of people. We do have some new people who probably might not be as familiar with you, but he is from Rutherford County, but he was born in our sister county, Coffee County. He is a businessman, and I guess without further ado, I'm going to introduce Mr. Stephen Reynolds, candidate for Congress.
Thank you, Warren County. It's a pleasure to be here with you today in your beautiful square here on the here in Warren County. It is a warm day, so you'll have to forgive me for the handkerchief here. But first off, I would like for us to start with a moment of silence for the violence that occurred today. It's really tragic. If you'll just bow your heads or give a moment of silence, please, I would really appreciate it. Okay, thank y'all very much for that. Unfortunately, the rhetoric in our country has reached a level that many of us have never seen before. And so, as a result of that, we're seeing the things that happened today. I didn't run my campaign in 2016 like that. We ran it on the issues and about the people of this state and about the issues that affect the people of this state. We will not attack the opposition. We are the loyal opposition in Tennessee. We admire the office of the presidency and of our folks that hold the other positions than we do. And we must remember that we're all Americans and that we're all Tennesseans, and this violence must stop now. We must call for an end to this violence on our streets now. I'm Stephen Reynolds. I was your 2016 Democratic Congressional nominee. I was a first-time candidate. 14 months I've been on this fantastic trip that we've been on. And we were fortunate enough, because of the good people of Warren County, because of the good people in 15 other counties, after 7 short months of campaigning, we received more votes than any other challenging Democrat in the state of Tennessee. And I'm very proud of that. We also, thank you very much. Because of that, because of our hard work, and that's all we know how to do in Tennessee is go to work. That's what we do here. And because of our hard work and the team that has coalesced around our campaign, I'm happy to tell you that I will be seeking the nomination in 2018 for the United States House of Representatives, Tennessee District 4. We are going to stay focused on our mission. How do we bring people out of poverty? How do we bring Tennesseans up? How do we rise up? 8 of the 16 counties in the 4th Congressional District, the poverty line is near 50% of the people, of the population. And so how do we bring jobs? How do we raise these people up out of poverty? And that's by getting good paying jobs. And there is a time-tested, true formula. We invest in our education system, we invest in our infrastructure, and we invest in our health care. I've been a businessman for 30 years, and I can tell you that if it's Apple or Google or Volkswagen or General Motors, there's 3 things they're all looking for before they come to a place like Warren County. Do we have an educated workforce? Do we have the roads and bridges and the digital infrastructure to plug in? And do we have a hospital that can improve the quality of life of the people that we want to employ? These are the things that we're going to stay focused on as we ride this wave into 2018. Some of the other things that we're going to stay focused on is expanding Social Security. You'll hear a lot of folks talk about contracting Social Security. But if you will look at the $118,000 cap that's out there now, which affects less than 2% of the Tennesseans in the 4th Congressional District, if we will raise that cap to $250,000, Social Security will be solvent for the next 50 years, and each recipient will receive around a $100 raise every month to their Social Security benefits. So we want to promote the expansion of Social Security, not the contraction. In addition to that, our veterans, we have York VA Hospital in Rutherford County. We have lots of veterans that live in this area. Our veterans are still, we must reform the VA system, and we must emphasize the mental health care aspect of the VA system. I'm calling for a SEAL Team 6 of mental health care experts to come into York. I don't care what we have to pay these people. Let's help our veterans. They've defended our country. And here on Flag Day, I'm calling on all of you to honor our veterans and honor the flag that gives us the freedom that we sleep under every night. Thank you very much. In addition, right now, the Senate is operating under the cover of darkness after a draconian bill passed the House of Representatives that would cut Medicaid expenditures just in the state of Tennessee by $1 billion. We've already had 9 hospitals close in the state of Tennessee. If this Medicaid cut goes through, there'll be more hospitals in jeopardy, including the one in Warren County, including the one in Bedford County, including the one in Marion County, and Sequatchie County. We cannot allow this to happen. These are the most vulnerable people of our society, our children, our elderly, people in nursing homes. That's where these cuts, that's who this will impact. When you send me to Washington, we will go up there and fight to keep Medicaid and expand Medicaid and expand Medicare as well so that we can keep our rural hospitals open. How are we going to attract the jobs if we don't have hospitals? If you have to drive 80 miles to get to an emergency room. Simply put, the health care bill is a disaster. We should improve the Obamacare, the ACA. We should improve the ACA, or we should immediately move to a single-payer system or Medicare for all. I firmly believe that. We also have a dramatic opiate problem in Tennessee's 4th District. In Marshall County, Tennessee, for every citizen that lives there, there are 17 prescriptions. Finally, after a decade of this poison in our society, of destroying families, of young people dying, in Murfreesboro, 3 children that I coached in baseball. I coached baseball for 15 years in Murfreesboro. 3 of the children that I coached that came from good families, that were good kids, they're dead now. Oh, Lord. From a heroin overdose. And so we must tackle this opiate problem. Finally, the state of Tennessee is looking at suing the pharmaceuticals. Hallelujah, it's about time that happened. Finally, I just want to say to the good people of Warren County, I have family here, and the story of my family, I grew up in Summitville, which is just across the county line, and I asked the story, how did our family end up in Summitville, my mother's side of the family? And they said, well, they were passing through from South Carolina, and the wagon wheel fell off in Morrison. And they said, looks like a great place to us. So that's how our family, or my mother's side of the family, ended up here in Coffee County and Warren County. So the good people of Warren County, when you send me to Washington, D.C., I want to be your voice. I want to come back to McMinnville in 2019 and tell all of you exactly what's going on in Washington, D.C., and I want to take your message to Washington, D.C., that Tennesseans have had enough of this nonsense, enough of this rhetoric. We're here to fight for the people of the 4th District of Tennessee and the United States of America. So thank y'all very much for having us today. I really appreciate it. If anybody has any questions, I'll be glad to answer any questions. Anybody?
It's probably too hot.
It's a little warm. Yes, it is.
Yes. I would like to contact your campaign at some point. What I'd like to know about health care and our present congressmen, the present senators, how much are they paying? And how much of what that goes into their premium are the taxpayers pay? I mean, how many dollars?
Yes. So
I want to know that.
Well, Molly, we can't get a straight answer on that. We call it the Platinum Plan is what it is. And we know that our current congressman is a cancer survivor. And we know that if this bill passes, that 320,000 Tennesseans in Tennessee's 4th District alone will have a pre-existing condition, which means that every other person you meet will be in a high-risk pool. In addition, 54,000 Tennesseans will lose insurance completely altogether. We know that the ACA was not a perfect bill, but it could use improvement. We shouldn't throw the baby out with the bathwater, is the old saying that we say around here, Molly. And what they are doing is trying to throw the baby out with the bathwater. By the way, let me say this. I will not accept a dime of money from the healthcare industry, from the pharmaceutical industry, from the defense industry, from the banking industry. We are a grassroots, thank you guys very much. We are a grassroots campaign that is based on the power of the people. The people of Tennessee will be my boss. That's who I work for, the people of Tennessee, not the lobbyist in Washington, D.C. I need you guys to check out my website, Reynolds for Congress. Check out my Facebook, Stephen Reynolds for United States Congress. Our Twitter is @ReynoldsForRep for all of those that like to tweet. And please jump online, volunteer, donate to our campaign. $10 goes a lot further than you think it might in a campaign like ours. Last time, like I said, we achieved more votes than any other challenging Democrat in the state of Tennessee, and we spent 55 cents a vote. That's it. A fraction of the typical candidate. We can stretch the dollar. You tell your conservative friends, Stephen Reynolds knows how to stretch a dollar. And they like that. But the healthcare issue is really dramatic, Molly. It's really sad what they're doing right now, and it's going to have a major impact on the lives of Tennesseans. About half of us will be paying much higher premiums, and that doesn't even include the age tax. If you're over 40 years of age, expect to pay 5 to 8 times as much.
Wow.
We also stand for many other things like campaign finance reform. I mentioned the drug rehabilitation, mental health care, all of those things, and we have a way to pay for it if we can get there and have our voice be heard. Please help me. Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors. Stephen Reynolds is for real. He's born right here in Tennessee. He wants to work for the people and serve the people of Tennessee. Thank you all very much for having me today.
Thank you so much. Very, very good remarks.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Thanks, Lee.
Okay.
Guys, have a sign ready, okay?
Okay, Brian, come on.
I need a sign.
Someone else. Come on, baby. We got to get in the fifth turn.
Oh, yeah. Hi. Want to get the picture? Yeah. All right, everybody scooch in. Okay.
Can't see his face, you can't see yours.
One, two, three. Hey, let's do the 4. Everybody hold up 4 fingers one time. 4 fingers. We're the fighting force from the 4th district.
All right.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Perfect.
All right. Thank y'all so much.